Hello, and welcome, Andrew from the Cool Dog channel. We are gonna continue our little side questing episode, cause there are few side quests, as you can see, quite a lot. Without further delay, let's go. Let's travel somewhere to do something. As we can see, there's something. The two quests with a one stone. I want to check. Are there any new? Oh, complete? Does it mean there won't be any more hunts in this region?
Doris should be somewhere nearby.
I
Assuming she's still here.
I'm not satisfied with that.
Ah, Clive. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing. I'll keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime, but if Eastpool's going to survive, it's got to be able to fend for itself, as have those poor bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now it's small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. So and if you're wondering why well, the wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he's starting to worry.
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I'd there. That should be enough to keep him in Gazal Greens for a few years at least.
Gizal Greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're better that than something that'll wither away. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool, they ain't exactly succulent, but...
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
Firstly, let's do the previous side quest. Where might you be, my dear?
does it?
It's been a pleasure, Doris. Just like old times.
I'll give your offer some thought, my lady.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you to Martha's Rest?
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our slaver. I trust you're being careful.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that the slaver we've been tracking is an old acquaintance. She's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away.
That was her just now, wasn't it? So, was it a fruitful reunion?
I'd say so. She tried to recruit me. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is looking to smuggle them back into Sambra. After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort. She's dangerous, Sid, but I think I can...
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers to safety. Where are they?
The Baum Archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead. I'll follow once I've sent word back to the hide...
One is there, and one is there.
I heard the Guardian saying we're supposed to grow up.
Ah, Lord Ross, what brings you to Eastpool?
A delivery from Martha.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings, then. I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat, but they'd long since gone to seed. Only without the seed.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far. Subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity, it's about time we all started to provide for ourselves. Bearers? Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, so wait, all of them.
Damn it all, I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's...
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see Eastpool saved? Though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians. What help they are able to offer could still prove the difference, but...
You're right, I will appeal to... My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter. To serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool! Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound.
Lord Rossfield, my lady, we're ready.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point. With luck, that point will be the village square. The perfect place for our most able warrior and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory.
Sir Wade! They're here!
Then you know what you must do. We work together. Everyone playing their, each shielding the other that no man might fall.
For Rosaria! For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Right.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes. I will not let this village fall.
That was quick. I thought that there will be something bigger and stronger than this.
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her got. So wait, how many Akashic remain in
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I could order a detachment or two.
No. Let them finish. You stay here too, Sir Wade. I'll go after the Curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure, my lord. May the Founder protect you.
No use calling Ambrosia now.
What do you mean no use? Dude, it's always a good thing to call her.
Next one's mine. I might...
Come on. There it is. With me, Torgal. Too slow. Attack! Give me thunder! This one. All right. Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rossfield, the Curl.
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, we were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but I hesitate to say it, but...
I think it might.
We did it. We saved Eastpool. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold.
We never had nothing to call our own before. But now we do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people say, but there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now. So we have to fight to protect what's...
And we shall. This is our home. And if anyone or anything...
They'll have us to answer to.
Come on then.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. They're Rosarian. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he was still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild. After all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't.
I think you'll find it's Eastpudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course. And I'd be counting on yours, too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember our very first mission together? Clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes?
How could I forget?
There's one sight that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant Morble. Not a trace of fear on your face. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up, when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time, I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be safe in you.
I'll do my best.
The hero? It's lucky you came by when you did. Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved East.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you get reward. Take it before I change my mind.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's fight and a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that. Reminds me of when I first met Sid. Loath as I am to recall that particular day.
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye. What happened?
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful, anyway. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day. That whenever one of us was in need,
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid.
Suppose you're right. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings. It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone... The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty...
That sounds like a wonderful...
A quest without great reward. I thought maybe something greater shall be in here, but well, so be it. Goblin Maga,
Ready, go?
do you want to mug me, boy? It's not gonna be easy. Oh, damn. Completely in the wrong direction. I have totally forgot about this way.
Good. They haven't broken camp yet. How did Doris come to know a slaver, I wonder?
We've waited long enough. She's not coming. Ready the bearers.
Back to civilization, is it, Mom?
With all haste. Lest any of you lackwits start talking like these feckless bumpkins. I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more and I'll be docking your pay.
Yes, Mom.
Oh, but before you go, it appears we have company. Kill him.
Very unwise.
You're welcome to try. It's over. So much for your rest.
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I surrender. Do with me as you wish, Sid the Outlaw.
Sid!
Ah, Doris. I take it you're not here to rescue me from our brooding rent. You know, I always wondered where you'd vent, but casting your lot with this criminal of all—
Better fighting for a cause than killing for coin. I'm sorry, Sid. I should have told you sooner. This woman, my former master, once trained bearer children to be weapons. She raised me like a daughter. And I did.
It wasn't all terrible. Surely, you were always so eager to learn, and had such clever hands. All my other children took either to the blade or to the book, but you proved yourself a master. How about it, my little dagger? Care to swear that
I never swore my blade to you, nor will I ever. I fight to liberate the bearers of farewell, Master. Thank you for making me the weapon I am.
You always were a righteous. Perhaps that's the reason I loved you so.
What do you want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be. Not anymore, and she no longer has friends in high places. The Dame does, though. Her connections at the Imperial Court will see that justice is done.
All right. If you're so...
I am. And thank you for everything.
And I should head back to the hideaway and put Cole's mind at ease.
Welcome back, Sid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you saved more bearers from being smuggled across the border.
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway. Oh, and your letter. You don't need to worry about Doris anymore.
I'd been hoping as much. She mentioned one or two things in her report. So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her former master. She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sambrek. Went quiet. She won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers, but it's none too fond of black market traders either. Can't have been easy for Doris.
I'm sure it wasn't. But don't worry. She'll be all right.
Hope so. Suppose you should know, eh? You had quite the past yourself before you came here, or so I understand. Anyway, thanks again, Sid. The Cursebreakers would be lost without Doris. And you, of course.
Keep up the good work, Cole.
Next one, please tell me where it is. Oh fuck, 3 quests in here.
Clive!
I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together.
Since we brought everyone together, all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and the bandits still just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intend.
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalamil, because of how he stopped all the grown-ups from fighting.
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child. And the vote hasn't taken place, but if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt you. Speaking of menace, there may be a rather worrying one just over...
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front might have caught the... and they might have elected to take a They have formed what one could call a League of Outlaws, and they grow more organized.
We'll fight them all off just like last time. No matter how many of... Won't we, Lubor?
Of course we will. If we continue to work together, we can overcome any challenge we choose to face. The longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Until the only way to overcome it might be to... Our best hope is to nip these efforts at organized by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the cause, and perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing to let...
How could I refuse?
Thank you, Mike. Victor will fill you in on the... I have him stationed by the desert gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such an amenable soul.
I'll go and speak with him.
What's the difference between a lord and a mayor? That's easy. One of them swings a sword.
A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Dalamil, Victor?
Ah, sick.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnis, but...
I did. Then I've developed something of a fondness for the and having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem remiss to abandon it to another. A sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't shy about exploiting. Hence my doing his bidding here.
You're not the only one.
What does he want?
He asked for my aid in putting down the bandits, and he said that you might be able to help me find...
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on my way to speak with Conrad about how there are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike, but we must strike together, and we must strike soon, at as many camps as we can. We can't give this league of theirs time to rally its force.
All right.
There's one upriver, just out there across the dunes.
Leave it with me.
Let's go. Killing bandits is always nice, quick, easy quest. I hope.
All right. That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
That's him! The one who killed Locke and Fingers! Take his head off! Stay down! Over here!
Enemy slain. Please tell me that it will be over now.
I'd better let Victor.
Sid, where are you? Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you.
No, but...
No.
What is it?
The whole town's in up. They're saying that Lubor is a bearer.
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape, and his escape route took him right through Dalamil. Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence them. And when Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years, which is what people are saying. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is brand still. All those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who was made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a slave.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing. Lou...
You're right.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running, but we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing.
All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside.
You're right. We should speak to everyone.
I'm glad you agree. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember who Lubor really is. They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might not make for the most... Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however, is a trusted and impartial mediator of note.
I'll do what I can. Lubor, stay here with the children. I can't promise anything, but...
And that is all I can ask of you.
That's sad that the one thing changed their minds so easily.
Forgive me for disturbing you, but... could I have a moment of your time?
I've seen your face before.
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything to do with it.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout the Republic. In this, at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little leniency?
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was laughing behind our backs all the while.
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home? Close?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people of Dalim, and they will thank you not to get involved.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I...
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refuse to consider anything but their own wound.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently.
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
I assume the situation...
There's still hope.
But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. Give them time. We'll talk some sense into them in the end. You'll...
No, you won't. And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. That a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it. Yourself be true. That was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in. And so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me. And now, I know what that is. I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalimil have something to unite against. For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only one who was ever kind to us. We'll be all alone.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but for you, too.
How could it possibly be for the best? These children need you. The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
They would not take it, Victor. It's over.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the I thought you were better than this, but it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor.
Forget it. Do what you will.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes. Ah, but where are my manners? Here. A reward for clearing out that bandit camp. Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do,
I'll bear it in mind.
Sad quest. Sad. Really fucking sad. So there are still many side quests left, and the episode is getting a little bit too long. So for now on, thank you and see you later.